Well, the start of the high school football season has arrived. It's hard to believe, but Friday night lights will once again shine across Green Country tonight.
They will, and a lot of sweaty players tonight as well because it's hot. We're calling up our Jonathan Husky here to break down
also
tonight's
sweaty.
games. You're also well, the lights are hot too.
Yeah,
That's true.
So there's several big games.
Yes.
Lincoln Christian at Holland Hall. And so kind of break these down for us, plus Sand Springs at Sepulpa, Westmore at Union, Poto at Bishop Kelly, Carl Albert at Quita, just a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, there are some good ones. The two ones that kind of jump out are Sand Springs, Sepulpa. That's a rivalry game. Anytime you get a rivalry like that, that's, you know, you kind of throw out all the on-field X's and O's stuff, because when you're playing your rival, you know, all that kind of goes out the window. Lincoln Christian Holland Hall is the one that's really interesting to me, because that was last year's state title game. How often does that happen, right? The state title game ends the season, and then that same matchup starts the next season. So I can't think of a time that that has happened. So I'm excited about that one. That's the one I'm really looking forward to. That's our game of the week here tonight as well. So.
All right,
That's interesting.
We'll look forward to that.
Yeah.
There was a game last night, though, too.
Yes, there was.
Bixby opened the season with a huge win over Owasso in the Battle of the Burbs. What does this win mean for the Spartans, and how can the Rams bounce back next week?
You know, it was an interesting game, and there's a lot we can talk about here. Obviously, the move of Bixby to 6A1 has kind of been the storyline all offseason, and this was their first game as an official 6A1 team. And after kind of an ugly first half, it took actually this touchdown from Connor Kirby to take a lead in the first half. They put the boots to him in the second half. Now, Owasso was without arguably their top player. Cole Adams was hurt late in the first half, didn't play in the second half, so that kind of colors things a little bit. But the big thing to me is that Bixby showed they belong, and really no one should be surprised. Bixby's played a 6A1 team in the first 1 or 2 games of the year every year since 2014. So this is nothing new for them to play Owasso or to play a 6A1 team to start the year. But to do it with all that pressure of being the first game as a 6A1 school, to beat them 49-14 was impressive.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, not for Owasso.
For half of the stadium.
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk about the Thunder now. Some pretty disappointing news.
Yes.
So what do you think that means with Chet Holmgren being out for the entire season now?
Producer Aaron, can we get a little bit? Can we get a little extra time, because there are a lot of angles we could talk to about this. Okay, first of all, obviously it's a bummer. I mean, right? We have endured some rough seasons in Oklahoma City for a long time, and this was the year that we were going to be able to climb out of that hole. Second overall pick, Chet was doing some really good things in the summer league, looked good in some of these pro-am games, and then this happens. What does that mean for the future? Can they tank again and try to get another high draft pick? And the problem is that you've got a guy in Shea Gilgeous-Alexander who could be one of the top 10 players, if not higher than that, in the entire league. But can you ask him to not play again? He's missed half the season for 2 years in a row. Can you ask him to sit out half the season again as a competitor? Is he gonna be okay with that? Are you gonna want to do that? And then you get into the aspect of, should Chet Holmgren have been playing in this game to begin with? It's a pro-am event in Seattle. It's where he went to college with Gonzaga, but you're the second overall pick. If you're the Thunder and Sam Presti, you can't just say, hey, maybe we sit this one out. Especially now when you see what happened. And that game where he got hurt, they had to call the game in the second quarter because there was so much condensation on the court. The guys were falling all over the place.
Oh. Yeah.
So not a good move.
Not a good look.
Ideally, he probably doesn't play in that game.
Yeah.
Injuries or not.
All right, let's end with this. NFL's coming up as well.
Yes.
And former OU quarterback Baker Mayfield was named the starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers this week. How important is it for Baker Mayfield to have a bounce-back season?
I think it's pretty important. I mean, I really do. You know, he's a guy, Heisman Trophy winner, #1 overall pick, he's not shy about sharing his opinions, which is good. But when you have a guy like that and he has had some of the struggles that he has had in his career, it starts to kind of become a reputation. Now, he has had some injuries, and anybody that has to play in Cleveland deserves an asterisk, but this is his chance to show that, hey, okay, no, I'm healthy, I can lead a team, I can be an NFL caliber quarterback, and I can lead a team to the playoffs again. And because he did it in Cleveland, so that in and of itself, he took the Browns to the playoffs. I mean, we can't forget. I mean, that's amazing, right? That he took the Cleveland Browns to the playoffs. But no, I think this is a big year for him to show that that wasn't a fluke and that he can do that again.
Okay, we'll see. Carolina's not a great team, but maybe he can make them better.
He can make them better. That's the thing. That's the key. Can he make them better? Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, thanks so much for stopping by. We appreciate it.